Hi, ladies. Happy Monday. It is Kristen Birdie, mindset and certified holistic health coach. And today I wanted to talk about the connection between polycystic ovarian syndrome and mental health. So, a really staggering statistic that I saw was that 60% of women with polycystic ovarian syndrome, which I know there are a lot of people here in this group who have it, 60% have suffered or are suffering from an eating disorder or food obsession, food addiction, that sort of thing, or depression. Now, do you understand? 60% is a friggin' lot, especially when 1 in 10 women have polycystic ovarian syndrome. So that's why I'm really passionate about food mindset, because for me, I know I personally didn't really struggle from depression all that much. There was like a little bout that I had that I struggled with depression, but it was more eating disorder and more unhealthy eating habit focused. And if you don't know my story, you can go to dailysmilebykristen.com and you can read more about it. But I have suffered from everything from anorexia to binge eating to exercise bulimia to many different things in the name of trying to look skinny and trying to look good and healthy and in shape. And I didn't realize, and I think actually, if you're on my newsletter, you know this, but my doctor back in, I guess that was 2017. Yeah, 2017, they told me that I was basically not getting a period. I was doing everything right, diet-wise, lifestyle-wise, beauty-wise. I was eating, or I was using all clean products, non-toxic beauty, everything like that. It was because of my mindset around food and how much stress I was putting myself under. So I know I talk about food mindset a lot, and it kind of seems like this elusive thing. I know when I first started, I was like, okay, well, how the hell am I supposed to get started on this? Will I ever even be able to have the relationship I want with my body and have the relationship I want with food where I'm not driven or, so feeling so obsessed or controlled by it all the time? And the answer is yes, of course you can. But the reason why food mindset, on a scientific level, it affects you is because when we're stressing ourselves out about what foods we're going to eat, what foods we can't eat, what, the food rules that we put on ourselves that we self-impose, we actually create stress in our bodies. The stress hormone cortisol is released. And the reason that's a problem is because that actually prevents some other hormones being produced in the body, such as progesterone. And progesterone is majorly important, especially if you're trying to conceive. So, and also it prevents you from ovulating when you have too much stress. Those systems in your body shut down. So that's why on a food, on a scientific level, physiological level, that's the problem with if you don't address your food mindset. These things, you could go on the best diet in the world that's for PCOS and, do everything perfectly, no mistakes whatsoever. But if your mindset isn't right, you're still going to have these physical symptoms because you're not addressing the root issue of it all. But as that being said, there's always the nutrition aspect of it as well, because you need to be able to give your body the nutrients that it needs to be able to function properly. And when you're in the right mindset, that actually comes effortlessly. That comes really, really, really effing easy. Even one of my clients was like, I can't imagine going back to the way I was living. She's completely a new changed person after working with me in our program, because it is so, you change who you fundamentally are and you change who you fundamentally believe yourself to be, especially around food, especially around, around your body. You can have the body you want and also feel free around food. You don't have to have all these rules. It is possible for you. I'm not saying that you're going to be able to eat Snickers every single day for, all meals. That's not realistic, because also, but does that actually make you feel good? On a physical level? Probably not. But you can be able to eat what you want without crazy food rules or fasting for 20 hours. You can get what you want by just changing your mindset and who you believe to be. Because let me ask you this. If you think, or, someone said, I'm always fat, I'm always the fat one, I'm always the chubby one, or I'm not a runner, I'm not really a good exercise person, I'm not really active. Would you ever expect that person to be an active person if they said that they're not active? Or, run a half marathon if they said that they're not a runner? Probably not, right? That's our subconscious. Our subconscious actually prevents us from making the changes that we want to make to become that new person. You have to create a new identity. And that's what mindset does. It gets into the nitty gritty, gets into the deep shit. And that's what I love. I love getting into it because it's all psychology based. It's all factually based. This isn't I mean, yes, there's some woo-woo parts to it, but the majority of it is scientific. And I'm always happy to provide facts and information because that's how I got really enticed into this, because I didn't realize like there was already science established behind what was going on with me, and no one really led me through it until I found a couple of different programs that kind of helped me. And then, it was a lot of things, on separate paths, and I spent probably more money than I wanted to doing it in those separate avenues. But you get it all in one package with me. So if you're interested in seeing what that life change could look like for you, if you want to be able to say like, damn, how did I ever like choose junk foods before this? Like, I don't have the temptation anymore. If that you want to be that for you, go ahead and sign up for a free holistic health and mindset consultation, and we'll see if working together would be a good thing. Like if you're at the right part of your journey where you can get help, where you need the services that I offer. So go ahead and schedule it below, and I love you guys. Happy Monday.